I don't know, like, she's out there. You're the Florida version of Sex in the City, JD.
That's when I was smoking my cigars.
Don't be an asshole today.
Hey,
How you doing?
I made it.
Those 10 minutes always kill me. Like, I'm sitting here at 10 o'clock, and then I'm
You
like,
know what happened? Yeah, I know. It's right. It's 10 o'clock by you. It's Tuesday. I close. So I forgot. So I couldn't leave early, but unfortunately there was traffic, as usual. But here I am.
all right. Well, we have these glasses just aren't working. Sorry. My old ones. I'm so due for a new prescription. It's not even funny. Um, we are lucky enough to have Georgia Paterson on the show tonight, who is an Americana country singer from South Wales.
Yeah, I listened to her
Okay.
stuff. Love it.
Yeah, good stuff. She is also a BBC Radio Wales A+ artist. If you noted, I read that on the website, and she's worked with some really interesting producers. So I think this is going to be a fun chat. I'm looking forward to it.
Me too. Me too.
Yeah, she should be here any minute. So in the meantime, Saturday we went to the Brighton Gin Distillery for gin school,
I
and
love the pictures.
yeah, that was so fun. Like, it really turned out to be a super fun thing to do. And you know, it was so interesting. First of all, the science behind it was incredible, but our teachers, Rachel and Jordan, were fantastic. Rachel was like super bouncy and excitable, and Jordan was very like technical, and yeah, they played off of each other very well. But it was just a perfect day for it. Like, the sun was out, it was breezy. We were down by this, by the seaside kind of. We took a train um straight there so we could drink.
Samples, couple of
Yeah,
samples while
because
you're doing it.
yeah, as soon as you walk in, they give you a Brighton gin tonic with a slice of fresh orange. It was so good, so refreshing. But they lay out like all the botanicals, like, and it's stuff you would never think of that you would want in your alcohol, but it all works. I mean, gin, obviously, juniper berries are the
Mhm.
main component, but angelica root and marshmallow root, which doesn't smell or taste at all like marshmallow, oddly enough. It's very earthy.
Really? Earth.
Um, you know, uh, Citrus peels, lime, orange, lemon verbena, all they just lay them all out in front of you, and they explain the whole process, and then you get your own little distiller that's like this big,
Ah,
and you make a bottle of gin that is incredible. So this was our batch.
I love that. I
It's a
love it.
little Brighton seaside street lamp that looks a little funky, but it's down by the beach. And but the thing was, like, so you pick your flavor profiles for your own gin. Doesn't have to be like theirs. You can do whatever you want. And then you do the distilling process, and then you get to make your label, wash your bottle, which was so fun because it's with alcohol, and you just turn it upside down, psh, sprays the bottle, like sanitizes it, and then you do a
Wow.
wax
I
dip.
like that machine.
Yes, I know. I did my own wax dip. So it was just a really enjoyable educational day.
Did you design the label?
I did. Yeah.
Oh, nice. You
Yeah.
drew that, or did they give
I
you
drew it. I drew it with, they give you a big thing of markers and pens, and I drew it.
Oh,
But
I
they
like
also give you the stamp and the
story.
Brighton gin thing on the back. So it was just really, really a cool day. Ended with fish and chips, back on the train, home with a nice buzz. Couldn't ask for
Ah,
anything better.
that's a
Really
good
good.
day.
really good Saturday. So yeah, I have to say that was probably one of the more enjoyable Saturdays that we've had. So it just worked out well. It was fun. So yeah, it was you did a little bit of where were you? You were at Uncle Mike's or something. I don't even
Yeah, it was a busy weekend. I didn't really do any like thing I would normally do on the weekend, like around the house or anything, but
yeah,
we,
same
I
here.
had a baby shower, a
Oh,
family
right,
baby
right, yeah.
shower on Saturday, which you know how much I love baby showers and all those
Right there with
games
you. I
that
would
go along.
rather cut off a finger. Yeah.
And it was in Miami, and I drove my mom and my sister. And then we went to see Julia Scotti, who is a transgender woman comedian.
Right.
And she was hysterical. She was so funny. Most of her, she's older, so most of her, she's 70, I think she's gonna
Wow.
be 75. So her comedy is a lot about getting older, and it's
Perfect.
just funny stuff.
Well,
So
I hope we get her on the show.
I got to meet her, and she wants to be on the show. And I'm in touch with her agent. So
Great.
there's that.
Oh, good,
And
good.
yeah, good stuff. And she was funny, and she was very gracious. I got to take a picture with her and meet her before the show started.
Oh,
And
nice.
you could believe it, I got there early.
Oh,
You could
no, I can't. I can't believe that.
racing back from Miami. Um, I I was the one that got the tickets, so no one could get in without me. So being responsible, I got there early,
Smart.
and then we did Dan O'Brien, who's the guitar player in my band at the moment. But he's played in my band for years, on and off now. But for years, he was my guitar player in my band. He has Parkinson's, and he's been really fighting it like a warrior. 10 years now it's been. He was
Oof,
diagnosed 10 years ago, and he
okay.
had a brain, and it was it's experimental, but it's not so much experimental now. They're doing them more. It's something they put in your brain, and he can actually control it for his tremors with his phone.
Oh, wow.
So it's amazing technology, and he is still playing. I mean, he sits down when he
Yeah,
plays. He played with me at Pride. You saw
right.
him play with me at
Yep.
Pride. So this was a huge benefit for his foundation. He started a nonprofit to raise
Oh,
money.
that's fantastic.
And
Musicians have big hearts.
a big weekend. But one last thing, I did not get my couch yet because it didn't fit in the elevator. So I still don't have a couch. This is my
Oh, no.
from the other room, but it's not, it's tiny.
Oh,
Yeah. So they were going to try to get it here on Thursday. They're going to try to bring it up the steps with three guys. Yes,
nice. Up
absolutely.
lights. Wow.
Yeah.
Holy cow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. $250 more for the
Oh,
delivery.
wow.
Special delivery.
That sucks. Well, let's welcome Georgia. Let's see if she can get set up and get on here. That'd be amazing. Hey, hey, George. How are
Hi.
you?
Hi, Denise. Hi, JD. How are you guys?
Nice
We're
meeting
really good.
you.
We were just talking you up. We were
Oh, really? That's cool.
yeah, yes. Yes. I did a little, a little background research. Not usually, I don't normally do this, but I felt after I listened to your music, I was like, I need to know a little more. Um,
Yeah.
and I think the thing that struck me most was like you're on your BBC Radio Wales A+ artist list. What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Awesome.
Yeah, it's really cool. They're really supportive, actually, Radio Wales, with a lot of us, local artists. And yeah, it's just great to get on the BBC, and get that sort of exposure. So
Oh,
yeah,
big time. Yeah. It's incredible. And I saw that featured in Diva magazine too. Huge plus right there for
Oh,
our
yeah.
LGBTQers. Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Love Diva. Yeah.
Yeah, they're amazing. They're like our Curve magazine over here, Jay. It's big.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
I follow. Life of Riley, the
Oh, Linda, yeah, Linda Riley, yep.
Riley, the
Out and about all
actor.
the time.
Yeah,
And
I follow her page on Instagram.
I also read some of the people that you work with, yeah, some producers and stuff, like really big names, incredible. Melanie C's producer, right?
Yeah, yeah, I've been really lucky with that actually. Yeah, that's a guy called Greg Haver, who's
Haver, yeah.
like an award-winning producer. He lives, I think, out in New Zealand now, but he's a Welsh guy, and he's worked with loads of my favorite Welsh bands as well. I don't know if you guys would be aware of like Catatonia and the Manic Street Preachers. Maybe not so big, yeah, so big side, but yeah, he's worked with loads of kind of A-list people, and that was a long time ago actually. That was like at the start of I guess my career when I worked with Greg. And yeah, it was kind of overwhelming actually, because Catatonia, who you haven't heard of, but were one of my favorite bands growing up. And I was advertising for a band, my first band, and on the advert I'd said, influences, you list a few bands, don't you, to kind of give an
Yeah.
idea. And I then had a phone call from the drummer from Catatonia's wife, but she didn't say, she just said his name. And it's the kind of band where everybody knows the front woman, but not so many, like the rest of the band are not that famous. Do you see what I mean?
Right.
I'm a fan, I knew his name. So she was like, she said, on my partner, Aled Richards. And I was like, what? Not from Catatonia? Like, yeah. So that was ended up nearly like my first recording studio was with Aled from Catatonia, like one of my favorite, because they just split up, you see. That's why he's available.
Okay.
Yeah. And with Greg Haver in this like amazing studio called Mono Valley in Wales, which again, like loads of amazing people have recorded there. And I was like, I don't know, 21 and just a bit overwhelmed. And it's like, yeah, but Greg did his thing, and yeah, it was very cool.
That's a heck of a kickoff to your career right there.
Yeah, it's kind of been all downhill since then. Yeah, not really, but yeah, that was a great start for sure.
Oh my goodness. It's
what do you guys think, actually? Can I just ask, what do you think of me wearing my own?
I love it. There's nothing wrong with
Love
something.
it.
Is it cringy? Honestly, is it cringy?
No, not at all.
I love it.
Yep.
I wear my stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, do you? Okay, that's really good to know. It's like my thing. Whenever I'm doing like a music thing, it's almost like my uniform now. It's like, get the Paterson t-shirt on, because to try and tell people who I am.
Yeah, you got to get it out there.
Done,
Yes,
I feel like maybe one day it'll change and other people will be wearing it.
All right.
People said it's a good marketing thing, but I was like, isn't it just a bit cringy?
No, not
like,
at all.
Okay, you tell me, right?
Is what? Say that again.
Be honest with me, right?
I would be totally honest with you.
Okay,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, totally. I would do it. I mean, honestly, if we had remix shirts, I would wear it.
Oh,
right? I'm not promoting the Gilmore Girls, but it was a nasal kind of weekend, so I kind of like went with the theme here. But
I was wearing the bracelet, the Rainbow Remix bracelet last night. So
oh, there you go.
Oh, cool. You got bracelets.
Yeah,
yeah, we got bracelets for Pride. I was back in Florida at the end of March where JD is, and she was playing at West Palm Beach Pride. So she got us Rainbow Remix bracelets to give away. So I was working the crowd while she was performing. I was giving out bracelets while she was performing.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Teamwork makes the dream work.
That's actually really interesting, because I need to get some merch. Like at the moment, I've got like just some really old CDs, because when I first started releasing music, I released it just as my full name, Georgia Paterson. So I'm Georgia, but now I kind of did a rebrand.
Straight up Paterson.
Yeah, which kind of seemed like a good idea at the time. I don't know whether it's just a bit confusing, because now when I meet people, I don't know whether to say I'm Georgia or I'm Paterson, but I'm going with it. For now. But I was
going to email you and say, what do we call you?
Yeah.
But I was like, I read on the website and everything, and I just, introduced you before we started saying that we were having Georgia Paterson on the show. but I know that your website is wearepaterson.com.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
it's like the artist name is Patterson. Yeah, so that's what I'm trying to go with. Yeah, but it does get confusing, like I said, because I don't even know when I do things like this if I should just be like Georgia or it's like, do you know Callahan? She's like, I think she just uses her surname, and I'm
Well,
like,
it is a little
villages.
bit.
The idea was, I don't know what the idea was.
Are we
Anyway.
all following in like Adele's footsteps?
Okay, yeah,
One
why
name.
not? Why
One-
not?
Yeah.
Name. It's funny because I think I've been I was just Georgia at one point as well. So like I've been Georgia, I've been Georgia Paterson, now I'm Patterson. I just went through it all. Yeah, but I was thinking I do need to get some new merch and like what's a good thing to get because I have got a few Pride gigs coming up.
Oh,
So maybe
perfect.
I should go for like the bracelets thing.
Yeah,
Like,
people like the
what are they
bracelets.
like? Are they those sort of like
The rubbery
yeah.
one, yeah, rainbow, and you can put your own lettering on it, and
Yeah.
yeah, we did that, and then Jay, I always like the idea of, especially because you guys are musicians, I always
Mhm.
like the idea of guitar picks.
Yes,
Yeah.
I'm
Cool.
getting some guitar picks done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool. I like.
What do you find goes down the best then, JD, of your merch?
The t-shirts are tough because of the sizes, like
Yeah.
I've done t-shirts, and when I toured, I was touring the military bases, and I was playing, I was bringing these t-shirts, like tubs of them, and everyone says get large and extra large. No one really, don't get too many smalls, don't get too many mediums. And what do you think everybody wanted? Smalls and mediums,
Yeah.
because
Yeah, we went through
you
that
just
too.
don't know. So I like caps, mugs, the bracelets. The bracelets are super affordable.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
I forgot what I paid for 100. I think we got 100 or 150. And then you could just go. I got them on Amazon, and you could just go on and put your lettering, what you want on them, personalize them. If you want, I can send you the link to where I got them, but that was here. I don't know if you want to get them from the UK.
Yeah,
Uh,
probably.
but yeah, I'm sure you could get them there. So, and then I had one time, I had G strings because I have one of my songs mentions a G string, and so I got these G strings made. The name of the song is "Up to No Good," so it said "Up to No Good" on the front of the G
I
string.
saw that on your Instagram actually.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, that is
Those were
cool.
huge sellers, people like that. But
I think I remember, JD. I think I remember you giving us some of those. And when we did live events, we would make people like dance for them.
I like
Give them
that.
away like a prize. Like if they did like all the merchandise that we used to get when I did my old podcast, because like when we would have musicians on or whatever, they would, send us CDs or send us some of their merchandise. We had a big bin and we collected all that stuff. And we always like kept one for ourselves, but then with the excess, we would give them away as prizes when we did, like games and stuff, when we'd host
Yeah.
things, or like how when you're hosting, like I would host at Elfest when I got over here, and in between bands there's that little bit of downtime and you don't want people to leave, so
Right.
we do like contests to keep them there, and like that's when we would give away merchandise, and it was just the greatest. Yeah, the things people do for a t-shirt though, let me tell
Oh
you.
yeah.
Ooh, that's the prize winning, that's that is the old
Funny,
deal.
that's true.
Yeah. I still have people that will every now and then message me and ask me if I have any, because they've worn out their MLR t-shirts and they want new ones.
Yeah.
And we had a interpreter on stage with us, and we gave her a t-shirt for all the nasty stuff we would make her slay for us. Yeah, and she ended up on and I'm sure you know this show, Georgia, Come Dine With Me.
Yeah.
So she ended up on that show and she wore our t-shirt the entire time.
Oh, so
And it was just like the best advertising. To be able to watch her on TV with our shirt on was fantastic.
yeah, that's
So
great.
she's the one person that when she says my shirt got worn out. Can I have another one? I will find a shirt. I will give her one of my own. Sure. But yeah, it's t-shirts are a winner, but they are so difficult to please everyone.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
was just gonna say, like, what about CDs? Like these days, do you
I
guys
gave away a lot of your
listen to
CDs, Jay.
CDs?
Like,
That's always my question nowadays too. I give them away as like promotional because most
Okay.
people don't have CD players in their cars anymore here, like unless you
Yeah.
have an older car. And
or your
I,
computer.
yeah, because even times when I
Yeah.
give them away, people will be like, I don't have anything to play it on.
Yeah.
But or the computer, that's true. But I still give them out and I'll put them out in a basket, you know, or something, or like I have an old suitcase, an old timey suitcase I got, and I'll leave them out and I'll be like, just take one. And then I always say, it's probably kind of cheesy. My gift is my song, and these are for you, like the Elton
Oh,
John song, you
cool.
know. And
Okay. Yeah.
then kind of as a thank you for coming to the shows, you know. And that could be along with the merch because I have a friend that actually does merch. That's her job. And she will tie it in with a purchase. So if you purchase a bracelet, you'll get the
Oh,
CD. You
okay, like
know,
a
if you
bundle.
purchase a t-shirt, you'll get the CD and or a bracelet and CD. Yeah. So that's always good too.
I mean, because I've got some new music ready to come out. I've just started sort of, I recorded it, finished recording it last year, and this year I'm just like, right, I'm going to get it out there
Yeah.
because I tend to be very inconsistent and procrastinate an incredible amount. So I'm like, I'm doing it, I'm getting it released. So obviously, I'm just releasing it digitally so far, but I'm trying to decide now, should I actually do an album, actually get like physical CDs made? I've got old CDs, which, like you said, I've been kind of giving out, or sometimes I try and sell, or or say, if you join my mailing list, you can have a free CD. But I'm
Right.
like, moving forward now, is it worth like getting them made? Or is it, they say, don't they, just to release singles digitally and just keep pumping it
Yeah.
out? I mean,
I
yeah,
think that's what people are doing. I mean, CDs are kind of, they're a tough sell. You
Yeah,
know, I
they're
put
hard. Like if
money into it.
I think it's a rough go with CDs because I struggle, like if somebody gives me a CD, it's like you don't want to sound ungrateful and say no thank you, but
Right.
you take it and you go, what am I going to do with this? Like I can't play it. I don't know what
It's
to do
true.
with it.
yeah,
You know?
It's sad because, like, you know, there's no more liner notes and
see,
pictures and
that's what
stuff.
I like. I really
Yeah,
like all that,
I
you see.
miss that. I
I
do.
miss that a lot.
Yeah.
So I don't know that there are people that will give out digital, like they look like a little flash drive, you know, a little zip drive.
Yeah.
They make that too. But I've struggled with that too. How do you get your music out? And, you know, when people don't have CDs and unless you're handing out these little flash drives,
Is it
you,
more maybe like about promoting the website where like driving them to a website where they can download the song?
yeah, you could
And
do that.
pay for the song, but drive
Yeah,
them to the website because that's where your liner notes are now,
right.
and your information are. So I would
Okay.
probably say it'd be worth it to.
I mean, I don't. Do you think people even download though? Do they just stream? You
Yeah,
know?
because you'd
I
have to
get a lot
navigate.
of music on my phone. Like I download a lot of shit.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I got like shower playlists. I got car playlists. Like,
Okay.
yeah, I have like a lot of. I think people, are that's where they
Yeah.
stream the music.
Okay. That's cool. I
Yeah.
like
You're
that.
on those sites, right? That like Spotify, iTunes, Apple Music. You're on all of
Yeah.
those. So yeah, that's probably the best way to just lead people to that.
Yeah.
Um,
Or your
sometimes,
website, like I said, or the website,
mm,
because the great thing about having a website is that you can update it. So if you are putting out a new song and there's a little something about it that you want people to know, that's the place where you're going to be able to share that. If
exactly.
you're not on
Yeah.
stage singing it and giving a little insight, but that's where all your info, whether it be who wrote it, who produced it, a little bit of info on it, and to share it with people. That's where I think
Yeah.
because a lot of times I will download music on my laptop, and then I will, transfer it to my phone.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
know, but yeah, but if it's something I really, really, really want instantly, I'm always Shazamming shit from commercials. Like Shazam it and then like download it on my phone. Then I have it on my phone.
Yeah.
But like when you're really like digging into something, I think like driving people to a website where they can find your story, your information,
Right.
and
Absolutely.
who you collaborated with and everything is a great way to go.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I was
something
just
with the
gonna
website.
say, because you mentioned Elfest, I did play at Elfest.
Did you?
Yeah, a little while ago now, and it doesn't exist anymore, does it? They've stopped it.
No,
Is
I
that
think this was the last year for it. 20
okay?
or July 2022, I think was the last
Okay.
one.
So
I
you
didn't
used
do
to
that. I
like
did the
host the
first five.
stage.
I only did the first five.
Okay.
I didn't do the last five because I felt the vibe changing a little bit, and I felt like I might have been a little bit too old, too mature for for it.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Oh, that's a shame. I mean, I can't remember what year it was, but it may have been like 2015, even something like that. As long ago as that I was there. It was back
Was
in my
it?
Georgia Paterson days.
If I didn't introduce you, no,
So
I
you
did.
did all the introducing, did you?
No, the first couple of years I did the main stage where I would introduce the bands and stuff. Then
Okay.
third year
I
I
was in
did,
like an acoustic tent or something, I think.
yeah, that was, oh, okay, that's why, because I was always on the main stage, but I always
Okay.
knew what was going on the acoustic stage. But I'm really good friends with Lucy and Mandy from Eek,
Okay.
and they were the music directors in 2013. And then I brought all my American contingency over, and like we blasted we blasted people with merchandise, and we were on the main stage and we were doing games, and it was really, really fun. And then the following year was the year that Cindy asked me if I wanted to do the cinema, which I really did not want to, but I had so many friends in the business that had web series and that were starting like LGBTQ streaming platforms for original content. So it ended up working out because I was able to bring over Kristen Baker one year and then Jill Bennett another year. So I did the cinema 2 years, and I brought over some really good people for that. And then I think the last year I hosted a lip sync event that was so fun that I really wish that we would have thought about it 4 years before, because it was just so fun. Like just bring me your phone with the song that you want. We'll plug it in and you get up there and do your thing. And people were like into it, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, but that was like the last year. And I think, the thing of it is too, it sounds so stupid to say over here because it's such a small little island that we're all on, but it was just a bit too
That
far.
way.
It's very small. Like it's
Funny that
seriously
you say that.
like 800 miles or something, right? 1200 one way, 800 another way. It's very small, but it was just too far to go for very little. It was a lot of input for very little output for me. I didn't get a lot of listeners from it anymore. I was, it just was a lot of work for
Yeah.
not a big payoff. So yeah, and like I said, I started feeling like a little bit too old. It seemed like a younger crowd
Okay.
was coming in. It was getting a little bit more about the drinking at night and the, dance parties and who was in whose tent and all that kind of stuff. So I was like, I
Yeah.
don't even want to be in a tent. I always ask for a hotel room. But yeah, it was fun. Those first 5 years were like amazing fun. Like I've made, lifelong friends that I still love to see and catch up with. And again, the exposure to music, all the different bands like Gray Matter and Eek and the Laura Catlow, like just a bunch of people that I now like follow religiously, and I just, love their stuff. So, it was a great experience. Really, really fun.
Yeah.
You said you're playing a couple of Pride Fests this year. Where do you play? Where do you will you go anywhere?
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. I mean, I suppose you do have to like with the cost of living and all that, cost of
Yeah.
living crisis and petrol and, everything is so expensive. So you've got to be a little bit, aware of all that. But I
Yeah.
think I'm sort of I think my philosophy at the moment is if it's somewhere where I can play my own songs, because
Yeah.
I have worked just as a covers musician, that was just my full-time job singing covers, because obviously that's the easiest way to make a living
Yeah.
out of music,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So, but it's just not, it was fun, but it's just not really what I want to do. I'm like, my songwriting is the main thing for me. So it's like, if I can play my own songs, yeah, then I'm there,
That Apple song,
basically.
that Apple song is so catchy. It's so catchy, and it sticks in your head the first time you hear it for a
Okay,
lot of different
amazing,
reasons. A
amazing.
lot of different reasons. It's
Okay,
like it's super sexy, it's super provocative. And I played it for my wife before she went upstairs, and she said, I can't believe that like that I can hear that in like an episode of the L Word. Like
oh,
it's
that
that
would
kind of
be,
song,
can you
yeah.
imagine?
right? Right.
That would be so cool.
But yeah, it's one of those, I mean, like it's one of those songs that will stick with you. Yeah, and thank you for sending the lyrics too, because that was a fun read.
Well, do you know what? I've been playing it live, and it's a little bit controversial, and I feel like I'm too close to it. I feel like I can't judge it anymore, because I wrote it. I'm
Yeah.
finding it hard
Yeah.
to judge. So I just thought it might be fun to get like some outside opinion, because
Yeah, I think it's
some people are like, they find it really uncomfortable. They think it's like too far.
I think it would
Some
depend on the
people think
venue,
it's
right?
tame. And
Like,
like I played a local festival here, and it was like there were children there, and it's like family
yeah,
friendly.
but they're not gonna have the same
Well,
thoughts that we're gonna have, are they?
that's what I think. You see, I think it's fine. I think it's fine. But my wife is like, oh, I don't think you can play it if there's children there. And a friend of mine is like, oh, it's just filth. It's like,
What?
it's just too far. I
It's a
think
bedroom song. It's a boudoir song.
yeah. I mean, and then some people are like, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, it's subtle, compared to some of the pop songs.
And rap.
Yeah.
Geez,
Yeah.
So yeah, I think
But I
in
have got a
comparison to
couple of
other
things.
stuff, like yeah, it's
I
tame.
have, yeah, but I have got one gig I'm doing. It's a thing in Cardiff called the Big Queer Picnic. It's
Oh,
sort of on
cool.
the same day as Pride Cymru, which is like the big sort of commercial
Yeah.
pride, but it's a sort of alternative. And they sent me a message. So I sent them like a link to my EPK thing on my website, which has got like an apple on there. And then they sent a message saying it all has to be family friendly. Like, and I'm like, does that mean I just don't know if that song is family friendly or not. Because my friends like, they'll never play that on the radio. It's filthy.
I think they would play that. I think they would do an amazing remix on Gadio and play it all the time.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, I really do. I think like
it's
if
family friendly. Like,
I still think if it's a queer family, I still think that their kids are not going to be thinking on that level.
Yeah.
Maybe the adults will, but I don't think they're going to stand and put their hands over their kids' ears,
I know, but it's like, well, I used to do it. I used to do like a live stream, like I used to call it Thursday Night Music Club, during lockdown. And I tried to do it, well, as regularly as I do anything, I'm very inconsistent. But when I used to do that song, like a friend of mine used to watch it with her parents, kind of elderly parents. And when I did that song, she would turn the volume down so that her parents could hear it.
I've got to listen to this song. I missed that one because I just
okay.
Yeah.
I think the line that is the chorus, and it says, "You, I want to eat like an apple."
Yeah.
Which I think is fine. And then I think the line that people makes them uncomfortable is, "Feel your juice run down my chin."
Yep, that's the one. That's the one that I wrote like this to my wife.
See, I don't think a kid would get that anyway.
I don't either.
Right? So
I don't think a kid would get it. No.
I'm gonna listen. I'm gonna look it up. I'm gonna listen when we're done. I'll put it on the end of this. Do you want me to put it on the end of the
Yeah,
podcast?
definitely. Can we put it on the end of the
Yeah,
podcast?
yeah,
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
not? Yeah.
That's
Apple.
good.
I want it to be, you know, I want it to be like sensual and sexy and authentic. And
Exactly. That's
I
what
actually
that's
feel like it's
totally the
quite,
feel I got from
you
it.
got
Yeah.
that, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't want it to be like too graphic and like too much and almost becomes like a novelty song. Oh, that's the one about, you know. I
Right,
want it
right.
to
No,
be
but you know what?
quite,
I was just thinking, when we're sitting here talking about that kind of stuff, in the 80s when Prince put out Darling Nikki and radio stations wouldn't play it, it made people want to listen to it more.
Yeah.
And it
that's
drove right. It
Yeah.
drove people right to the record store, whether you were buying a single cassette or you were buying the whole album or whole CD or whatever. It was because you wanted to hear that song that was being banned. It's just like a banned book. You're going to search for that book until you find it. So
Right.
if people are
Absolutely.
saying that it's too racy, for a family or whatever, it's gonna make those other people want to hear it and judge for themselves. So
yeah,
whether they're judging or they're listening because they're interested, either way, it's a listen. It's a
yeah,
download,
Well,
it's a
yeah.
stream, it's a listen, and it's something that will get people talking. And that's what I like about it, is that you can have an actual conversation about the song like we used to with Darling Nick. What do you think that means? What do you think, like all that kind of stuff? You're doing your own interpretation of it. But a kid is not going to do that.
yeah,
I just don't
yeah,
see a kid like saying, "Mom, what does that mean?" Yeah, we eat apples. Yeah, they drip down our chin.
Right.
Read any more into that,
Anyway, I have a line in one of my songs. The song is about the music business, really, about like I was so like frustrated at one point. I called it My Last Reason, the song. And it was like, but I wrote it like a relationship lead, but it's like, this is,
okay,
as I said, if I can't like get momentum, this is the last CD I'm doing. Of course, that was like, I did 4 more after that, but I felt at that moment, and this is it, and I'm done. And
yeah,
so I had a line that said, um, I gave away my freedom the day I tasted you. And it's just, I wrote the line to sound sexy because it sounded like it was a relationship song for the rest of the lyrics, but it was about getting that taste of being on stage and having people like your music and your work and writing music and getting that energy back. So that's what that really was for. Like it was that taste of that, of the
yeah,
business of making music. But people didn't take it that way, obviously, because I wrote it as a relationship song, because it was like because there were other lines in it that said, uh, my passion turned to pain, but it was the passion and the reality about the music business. So when I said that in the show, that I did a show of all original music in October, I was so excited to get to do that, because I do the covers too. When I do shows, I mix them in. And I told the people about that song, and my guitar player is like, well, now you just ruined that song for me, because I always thought that was a really sexy song, and you took all the sexy out of it because you just told me what it's really about.
That's funny.
Yeah,
But that's what I mean. I do think that any song or lyrics of a song or whatever that get people
yeah.
talking, you know.
I
Um, look
sorry,
at how it went with oh my God, Carly Simon. How long did it go that people were like, "You're So Vain" is about Mick Jagger? No,
oh,
it's about
right,
Warren
right.
Beatty. No, it's about Mick Jagger. Like that was just she 40 years of people
She
debating
still
of
didn't
that was
say, right? Has
what.
she said? She still hasn't said.
I don't think she ever said it. I don't
No.
think she ever said it. But
I
that's
mean,
what I mean. That's cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I did a gig in a church to
Oh,
support a
well,
friend of mine, and she's the friend that thinks it's like, she calls it filth. And
of course.
she said, she asked me not to do it in the
Ah,
church.
Okay,
Said,
that
I'd
I
love you to come
okay.
and support me in this gig, but please don't do this song. And actually, we went through my songs, and there was a few I couldn't do. There was like 3 or 4, but like that one particularly. And I'm like, well, it's not. of course I didn't do it because I
Yeah.
respect her wishes, and that's totally fine. And my wife is like, yeah, I wouldn't do it. I understand, it's a church, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a church service. It was a show that was in a church.
Yeah.
And
That's
I
Yeah.
said,
tricky.
God
That's
would be on
tricky
board with it,
territory.
right?
That's
God,
like landmine territory when you're performing in a church. It's already like you already got strikes against you being queer, right? You're walking into a church, everything's staying intact. The glass the glass hasn't exploded, the walls are still standing. The last thing you want to do is push it with one of
yeah.
those songs. So that's a whole different ball of
And
wax.
I said, because I've recorded a different, like an alternative version with slightly tamer lyrics. They haven't got the juice run down your chin, and they haven't got the lick and suck and bite and squeeze and tease. They've got alternative to that. And I said to her, can I do the alternative version? And she was like, no, it's just too, like, I guess, sexy. So, but
Yeah, see,
I
that's
guess everybody has their
yeah, that's a whole different ball
line,
of wax. But I think for like music festivals, pride festivals,
right.
yeah, queer venues, just concerts that are mixed or whatever. Like
it's fine. You're
yeah,
saying it's fine. Okay. Yeah, I think
totally,
so
yeah,
too.
totally,
I
yeah,
think so too. One last question about that song, though, if you don't mind.
yeah, yeah.
And this isn't something I struggle with anyway for all of my songs, really, is what genre is that song? I mean, I'm an acoustic, like all my stuff now that I've got recorded is all acoustic guitar based. So it's like acoustic singer songwriter. Some
That's
of
a
my
hard
songs
question.
feel a bit
Yeah,
more country. I think the single I've got out at the moment, I mean, I thought it felt country. I was working with a songwriter. Do you guys know the band Texas?
I've heard of them. Yeah, I
Okay.
haven't listened, but I've heard of
Uh,
them.
Okay.
not Little Texas, just
No,
Texas.
just
Just
Texas.
Texas, yeah.
No,
So the
no,
guitarist from that kind of reviewed this song. I was like working with him as a mentor, and he was like immediately said, "I love it. It's a cool country ballad. This was my single that's out at the moment. Don't it feel good?"
Don't it feel
And
good? Yeah.
then a radio station played it and said, "Well, she describes herself as a country singer, but this doesn't sound country at all to me." So I'm like, it's so difficult. And then I think it's so subjective. And then this song, Like an Apple, I think is different again.
hmm
It's not particularly country, I don't think. I just wondered how it
I
struck.
didn't think it came across as country at all. In fact, when I heard it, I thought, oh, this is outside of the country box because country is
Yeah.
a crossover.
can't
Like,
wait to hear it now.
yeah.
Cool.
Like,
I hope you like it.
if you think about people like, Shania Twain and Faith Hill and, so crossed over into mainstream,
Yeah.
that there was a real blurry line to it. Even Dolly Parton and Miley Cyrus, they blur that country pop mainstream line very much. And then you have your hardcore people like Lainey Wilson and Gretchen Wilson and Martina McBride. They're never going to cross that line.
Mm.
Right,
So I
right.
think there's country, there's hardcore country, and then there's that crossover. And I
Yeah.
feel like you're right on that crossover where, like I said, if you had I don't want to put anybody in a box here, but if you had a gay DJ like remix that song, it would totally kill it in like clubs.
So what, remix it as in make it like put beats on it, make
Yeah.
it like a
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
do
yeah, there you go. Do
I'm
that.
actually gonna when we're done here, I'm gonna send you a name of one of my favorite Miami DJs, big gay bear, but absolutely adorable. His name is Alex Faber, and he's been in Ibiza, he's been in Miami, he does every white party, he is just all over the map. He's so good. But I'm sure there's somebody over here that's the equivalent. But
Yeah.
I think it would be pretty cool because he when he sinks his teeth into something, it's just amazing. And I've known him since he was a little cub. Now he's a big flashy DJ.
There since he was
Yeah, yeah. But I do think that that's one of those songs that you like, Jay. when you played your song that you turned into like a dance thing, and I think that it really surprised people because they don't expect it.
I think
Especially
so.
if they're fans of your music, and you throw in a little something different. I like that. I like when people do that. It's
Yeah.
kind of like a oh
Yeah,
moment.
people were surprised about that. I recorded it so many years ago in a dance version, but it's a rock version on the CD. And it's like it was for my first CD, one of the first songs I wrote. And I said, why don't I do the dance version for Pride? I never performed the dance version live because I never had enough configuration, mainly a keyboard player in the band to do it. So
Okay.
I didn't. And then when I did have a keyboard player, that song was just so far in the back of my list of stuff that I just never did it. Now I think I'm going to put it in the sets because
Yeah,
I really
it
liked
always
it.
gets a good response. So yeah,
Yeah.
I think shaking people up a little bit is the new norm.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know,
And
Definitely.
I think if you think like if I got it remixed and it would appeal to like the gay community, like maybe gay men as well. I mean,
yep.
Oh
The
yeah.
I think
Gadio.
like the point yeah, I mean, I think the song is obviously it's important to me to be a woman singing it about a woman, and I want that
Mhm.
to be out there, and also like to be older and to be sexual as well.
Yep.
Like, and also just
Yeah.
a song about female sexual pleasure. I don't think there's enough of them.
Right. Right.
You're
But
right. You're
I did
right.
sing it in London, and a guy came up to me afterwards. It was in a gay club, and he was like, "I'm so gay, but your apples make me horny." He was like, "I want." Am I allowed to swear?
That's a compliment you could
That
get.
is a huge
I,
compliment.
can I swear?
Oh my God. I don't know
Can
that it gets better than that.
I swear on this?
Yeah.
Very good.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said honestly, he was like, "I wanted you to fuck me, and I am
There you
so
go.
gay. I am so gay,
Wow.
but your apples
That
made
is
me
a
that
huge
horny."
compliment.
I'm telling
I
you,
was
like,
like, "What?"
seriously, if this was like 2001, that would be on my sex tape CD, my bedroom
Okay.
CD, you know?
Okay, this is good. This is all good news, I reckon. This is all,
Yeah,
yeah.
totally.
So it's
I'm
coming
trying,
out. It's coming out the end of May, like in time for Pride Month.
I've been
Oh,
trying
sweet.
to
Perfect.
find it. Where do I find that? Do I find this on your?
Right to the email, man. Go right to the
It's because
email.
it's not out yet. That's it's not on my
Oh,
I'm not.
okay.
Yeah, I'm going to release it. I think just at the end of May, so it's out for June for Pride
Oh,
Month.
okay. Because I've been trying to look for it. Okay.
Ah, okay.
You could send it to me. I'll put it on the end of the podcast.
I
Yeah.
did.
I didn't get that email from you. When you said you sent me the samples of songs, Denise, I didn't
Yes.
get it. I don't know why. But I looked
Well,
up.
I'm glad that you liked it anyway, Denise. Yeah.
I totally did. I was
That's
really, I had my things in while I was sweeping cherry blossoms off my patio, and I was like, wait
this
a
is
minute, stopped everything, like really listen.
yeah.
Then I listened to it a second time because I read off, through the lyrics a little bit, and I was just like, wow, what do we have
Yeah.
here?
I feel like it would be good for, like you said, really good for a TV show. I
I
mean, that would
do.
be
And
great.
can
So
you
they
imagine like a
actually
sex
music.
scene, queer as
Yeah.
Right?
folk, or like a queer as folk, or a L word,
Yeah.
and I mean that would in
Are
the
they still
background.
doing the L word though? Has that just
No, I think
finished?
it's over with now. But
Renewed
I
this
just
year.
meant like it would be great for any sex scene, really. I mean, it doesn't, but
Mhm.
Yeah.
preferably two women, obviously. But
Yeah.
Hi.
yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Like,
that
hey,
guy.
hi. So weird. So funny.
I can't even imagine. I can't even imagine that guy like explaining to his boyfriend, listen to the song,
Yeah.
listen to the song.
So cool. I did play it as well, and a straight guy was just like blown away by it. And then he said he was very drunk, mind, but then he said to me at the end, "Oh, it reminds me of the early days of my marriage."
Oh, the early days.
Kind of sweet. Yeah.
That's a
That's so
shame.
sweet.
When everything's all hot and sexy
Yeah,
before it gets
Right.
boring. Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
Now it's boring, the early days.
It gets routine. But I
I
think
liked your recording of Hey Soul Sister. And
Oh, thank you.
what were you singing in? You sang that in a different language
Oh,
for
in Welsh. Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was
Mhm.
Welsh. I wasn't sure though. Yeah. That
Yeah.
was
So
Just,
you,
impressive. I thought that was cool.
well, thank you. It was not that easy to because there's a lot more syllables in Welsh. I
oh
don't know
Yeah.
if you noticed, there's a lot more syllables to fit in, and I'm only a learner. Like I did it in, I love Welsh, and I did it in school. I did it for GCSE. Um, I don't know. Do you guys? Does that make sense to you guys?
I
GCSE?
understand it now because I've been living over
Okay.
here, but
Okay.
yeah.
Um, and yeah, but I don't speak it fluently, unfortunately. I would love to one day. Hopefully, I'll find the time to one day.
It does seem difficult, like, and I only know this because I was like so engrossed in the Wrexham documentary.
Oh, cool. Yeah,
And they were trying to learn Welsh words, Ryan Reynolds and Rob
that
McElhenney.
is just the craziest thing, isn't it? And they've just
Yeah.
won the league, haven't they? They're being promoted.
Oh my God, it was mind
Yeah,
blowing. I was so happy for them. Like because I followed the documentary, the behind the scenes thing. Like Jay, I don't know if you saw this on Disney. It's about a football club from Wales that has just been in the lowest league, right? Like in the bottom of all the leagues, and they, like every year just stuck there. And then Ryan Reynolds, from Deadpool,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
Rob McElhenney from Always Sunny in Philadelphia
Hmm.
bought the team, and
Oh
they know
yeah.
nothing about football. So they're relying on everybody, to help them or whatever. But so it's been what, 3 years that
I'm
they've
not
owned the
sure.
team? In
Yeah,
3 years, they've put in millions. They've replaced the field, the pitch that was $350,000 right there. They fixed the race course, the stadium, and that was like again another like 500,000. They've bought players, they've brought in coaches, and so after 3 years, they have been steadily getting better and better and better. And this year, they finally won, and they moved up into, is it, what
yeah.
league is it?
So I think where they were before, I think it's called like non-league, and now they've moved up into the actual proper league. But I think it's Division Two. I
Right,
think it's like Division Two, then there's Division One, then
Mhm.
there's the Championship,
and then the
and then there's
premier.
the Premier League. Yeah,
Yeah,
so all your
so
Man
they got a
United,
ways to go, but what
Liverpool,
a,
yeah,
yeah,
but they're
yeah,
at least in the same thing with those guys. Whereas I think
right.
before they were called non-league, it's even lower. Like it's not even in the proper league.
Like a backyard. It's like a
Yeah,
backyard league. But
yeah.
it was an incredible journey, for everybody, a learning experience for
So
them, and
random though, like that those
to
guys
believe
bought
in
Wrexham,
in
like
them.
little old Wrexham in North Wales.
And look what it's done for the
Right.
city. I mean, it's really put it on the
And
map.
they go to the games, don't they?
Yeah.
And like bring their wives and
Yeah.
yeah.
I think the video that I saw of that of the big match that they won that sent them over, the video was taken by Paul Rudd.
Oh
Um,
yeah, he was there drinking with them all
yeah.
in the yeah, yeah, brilliant.
all these all these Hollywood types descending on Wrexham in Wales,
Yeah.
But it is yeah, it's incredible. But
Random.
the thing that got me was when they were trying to learn the language, and I was like,
Yeah.
oh my God. Like I did Duolingo, Italian on Duolingo for a month, and I'm like, oh, this is
Ah,
I grew up in an Italian household. So I already had the background. I still
no.
couldn't do it. But when I was watching them try, I mean, just I think they were doing a cooking show, which was even funnier because the lady was trying to teach them words about food and everything. But yeah, it doesn't roll off the tongue,
Yeah.
It's not like
It's tricky.
Spanish, yeah, or it is very true. I
I
can't
mean, I
imagine.
feel like it's beautiful. I think it's beautiful. Maybe not everyone feels like that about it. It's got a lot of harsh sounds, I suppose, hasn't it? A lot of like and
Yeah, but
and
even
all
just
that.
like the dialect, not the actual language, but the Welsh dialect. Like I had a really hard time when I first moved here. I was binging on Gavin and Stacey,
Oh my God, I love that program
and I
so
was like,
much.
"What are
Oh,
these words that they're saying?" Like, so it was a
yeah,
real exposure to
yeah.
like Barry Island and all that kind of stuff. I think that was the backdrop. Then we
Yeah.
watched Stella, and I was a little bit more comfortable
Oh.
with it, right? So that all takes place in fictional Pontyberry in
Yeah.
Wales.
In the
So,
valleys. So I live in the valleys, so it's sort of like that.
okay,
Yeah,
yeah, but
that
I
sort
don't.
of
It
vibe.
was really different for me because like I'm just in South London, so I only know that that dialect. But then
Yeah,
the
yeah.
more I got around in the 10 years that I've been here, 12 years I've been here, I go to Birmingham, I don't understand anybody. Newcastle, I went to a play that had Cheryl Cole in it, or Cheryl now, one
Yeah,
word.
yeah.
Uh, the first 5 minutes I looked at Gemma and I was like, I don't understand. And she
That's
was
so
like,
funny.
yeah, like
So
it'll
funny.
like after a while, like you just your
Okay.
ears just have to adjust and
Yeah,
then it's
yeah.
okay. But it was tricky because one guy had this Essex accent, she had the Newcastle accent, and then so it was like,
Geordie.
yeah, oh I get this, oh no wait I don't, oh I get this, oh no wait I don't. But it was really good. But yeah, I'm getting much better at like landing on my feet ear
Yeah.
well.
I always think it's crazy because it's like you were saying, it's so small, really, isn't it? Especially compared to like the US.
Yeah,
And yet
Yeah,
there's
I
so
never
many different
realized.
accents just all packed in together.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
it is so funny. And I never, when I moved here, I didn't know any of this. I thought everybody just spoke British the way they did here in South London,
Yeah.
and I did not know that there was like Manchester, Newcastle, and then
Did you
God
know,
help me,
did you know there was Wales?
I
Like,
didn't know. I thought I did.
did
I
you
feel
think
so
Wales was
stupid.
part of
I
England?
hate admitting this, but I just thought Wales was a city in in England. I didn't know it was an entire country.
Yeah, I think that's most Americans think that. We'll
Yeah,
get that a lot. Is
good,
that
good.
Wales, England? It's like,
Yeah,
no, it's like Scotland. It's like a whole
yes.
separate
That's
thing.
what I
It's
mean. Like
little.
once I nailed all this, like the Britain thing and the Wales thing, then we went to Dublin.
Mm.
And then
Okay.
after that, we went to Scotland. I'm like, holy, like,
Yeah.
I used to think it was funny, like to travel around the US and hear like the Valley Girls in California, the hillbillies, the hillbillies in the Midwest and Tennessee, the New Yorkers. My stepdad's from Long Island, but never like this because they're so close.
Mhm.
There's just a
Yeah,
little something that makes it different, that catches you, and you're like, oh, whereas over there, you take a New Yorker and you put them with somebody from Tennessee, you know, two completely different accents that are,
Right, right.
and it blows your mind. But over here, they're so close yet so different. It was really a struggle, but I'm getting much better. Thank God for television. I don't know any other way. I don't know any other way I would have learned it.
yeah.
Well, I worked in a pub. That helped.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
would help.
helped. That did. A couple of years in a pub, not knowing because you guys order by brand, So the first time someone asked me for a Di Serrano and Coke, I was like, say that again? A Di Serrano and Coke. I was just like, you know what? After asking them 4 times, I was like, I'm just gonna move out of the way and you point to the bottle.
Yeah.
And then they pointed. I'm like, oh my God, amaretto. Okay. So yeah, it was like, it was all a learning experience, but that's what living over here is for me.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Still.
yeah, big time. But I just think that your songwriting, your songs are amazing because they push boundaries, and that's we need more of that today.
Thank you.
The atmosphere over here in America, is getting, I feel like they're squeezing us tighter and tighter and tighter, and we need to push back. And I feel like through music, you guys, pushing back is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
great way to do it. And I think you're going to have an amazing summer if you're playing, a bunch of different Pride Fests. Like I follow the one you just mentioned, from Cardiff. What's that one?
Oh, the big queer picnic.
I think I follow that on Instagram.
Okay.
And I was looking at it and I was like, this seems like a good filler for the lack of Alfest, like it's a nice
Yeah.
transition. Yeah. And it's
Yeah.
it's great for, for you, obviously being in Wales. Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a couple, like there's one in Caerphilly. I think it's the first year they're doing it. you'd like Caerphilly, what are you talking about?
No,
But
I know that from Gogglebox. Dave and
oh,
Shirley.
okay, sure,
Dave
yeah,
and Shirley, right?
of course, yeah. So I'm playing at that, and then kind of a bit further west, a place called Llanelli,
No, that I have no.
Pride,
Yeah, nope.
which will be cool. And then I'm playing at a festival which I've never been to. I found it online, but it's called the Queer Spirit Festival.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that
In
sounds cool.
Devon.
Okay.
Yeah, and that sounds like it's gonna be really cool. Really like
That one's in Devon, you said?
yeah,
Oh, that'll be nice. That's a nice area. I've been there. Yeah.
yeah. It's in
Yeah.
a beautiful setting. So yeah, I think that's gonna be a really good one too. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
good. So it sounds like your summer is packed. Now, can people go to the website and see what dates and where you're going to be? Do you have them listed yet?
no, that's on my to-do list.
Okay.
Yeah, but I need to update all that, and I will be. And I should say I've got a gig actually coming up in my next one's in Bristol, 21st of May, and then I'm playing this great one in Cardiff. It's a songwriters round.
Ooh.
Oh,
And there's
yeah,
actually
those
some
are
artists.
fun.
Yeah, I've been to them, but I've never done one before. It's my
Oh,
first round.
yeah.
Oh, fun.
And there's some artists. There's a couple of, I think three from Nashville, and somebody from Canada
nice.
as well, and then
great.
three of us from
Nice.
Cardiff. It's like two sets of rounds.
Oh, that'll be amazing.
So yeah, really looking forward to that one as
Have you
well.
been to Whoa, have you been to Nashville yet?
I haven't, no.
You want to go?
Oh, I'd love to. Absolutely love to. I've
Yeah,
only
yeah.
been I've only been to America once, and I came to go to Mitch Fest, in Michigan Women's Festival.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, yes. Did you
back
play
in-
there?
I didn't play. God, I wish I had. Yeah. Oh, actually, I did. There was an open mic. They had an
Oh,
open mic stage, and I
oh,
think you just
man,
put your
yeah.
name in the hat, and
I
then
should. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
oh, okay. No, yeah, you
Go
had to
on.
put your name in the hat for the open mic, and if you got picked out, you could play. And luckily enough, I did, and I did a couple of songs actually,
Oh,
which I'd
that's
forgotten.
cool.
But it was back in, I think, 2009, and basically because I'm a big Melissa Ferrick fan, and
Yeah.
I'm a huge Indigo Girls fan.
Yeah.
I've sung with them actually. That's another story. But I'm also a big fan of Amy Ray's solo stuff. And I was just saying to my friend, I was like, I don't think Amy Ray solo or Melissa Ferrick will ever tour in the UK. Like two of my favorite artists, I don't think I'll ever get to see. They obviously tour a lot in America,
Yeah.
but they don't seem to be ever coming to Britain. And my friend was, and I said, but they're both playing at this festival in Michigan. And my friend was like, "Well, let's just go. Let's just put it on a
That's the
credit card
attitude.
and go then." And so
Yeah.
we did.
Yeah.
That's a good
you know,
time. Yeah.
I submitted to that. This was the first year I remembered early enough to submit because I usually forget, and then the due date comes, the deadline comes and goes, and I'm like, oh, I forgot. But I did not get chosen. However, I may go anyway and do the open mic. That's a good idea.
No,
They do an online show. Did you know about the online show? If you go to their
No.
website, you can do a show online. It's not, I'm sorry, it's not a show. It's it's an open mic online. And
Okay.
it's just something to
cool.
have part of their audience hear you. It's a very small community though, that part of the
Pretty
community that
cool.
does
That's a
that.
good idea.
Yeah, but it's something.
I didn't think that festival happened anymore though. I thought that had stopped as well.
I think they rebranded it.
You know what? I'm wrong. You're right. It's the Ohio Women's Festival, not the Michigan. The
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Ohio. And
Yeah, I
then
think Michigan changed. Didn't they get funny about trans women or something like that?
I
with
think
the
so
festival?
because they had the word, the Y in the word women.
Yeah, yeah, that's a shame.
But also you should look at we had Andrea Meyerson on the show, Women on the Net .com. They have shows you can do online concerts for artists such as yourself and myself.
Okay.
Women on the Net. You're right. Yep.
And that gets you, exposure to people who are all over the country, all over the world, really. But to hear your music, and you do
Yeah,
like a
that's
half
great.
an hour, and then you do a Q&A afterwards, and you do it
in your house, you know, in your living room or wherever.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
When we had
That sounds great.
Melissa Farrick on the show early last year, I think.
Yeah, I watched that one. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't remember if I know she was just starting getting back into live gigs again because she took a break and did some teaching.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't think she mentioned the UK. It's a tough business, you guys.
It is.
I'm happy just being a podcaster.
Gotta
But
get
you
it
know,
skin.
I do think it's all about getting the word out, and you start locally and you grow, and I think by doing, because one thing I will say about living over here is the Brits love a music festival, don't they?
Yeah.
Mm.
Summertime music festivals, it's like they're out there, man. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, 30 degrees. There, that which was like around 90, Jay. That
Do they
they're
like
out there.
Americans in their music festival? Like, do I have a chance of coming over and playing in a festival, or is it?
Yeah,
I'd love to come over
I
there and
think
play.
so.
There's so many. I mean,
Yeah.
it's overwhelming how many festivals there are and all the different kinds, like
Yeah.
you're saying, like there's, you know, I mean, Pride aside, like
Yeah.
after June, then you've got July and August, and I mean, there's just so many. There's camping ones, there's, you know, um, music in the park ones. I mean, they're just, whatever, like little mini Glastonbury's popping up everywhere.
Yeah.
Like it's crazy. But yeah, I think it'd be amazing. Like it'd be a cool crossover.
Yeah,
Georgia going to the States, JD coming over here.
yeah, totally.
Very
Or
cool.
tour together.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
Here.
say together, UK and the US together.
Yeah, why not?
Really.
Sounds
Couple of
good.
dates in the States, couple of dates over here. I think it would be amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Yeah, I feel
Totally.
like your styles would complement each other.
Yeah, I was
Okay.
thinking that when I
Okay.
was listening to your music
Yeah.
before.
Yeah, definitely. I'm looking forward to it. I hope I can catch a gig over the summer. It'd be amazing.
That would be cool.
Yeah.
I mean, how far is Devon from you? Maybe too far, is it? I mean, yeah, I haven't got anything in London yet.
No. What about
I was there the other day actually, but yeah,
how about Brighton? Do you ever do anything in Brighton?
I love Brighton.
I
Love
know, it's so
Brighton.
fun.
But
I was
yeah,
just
no,
down there this weekend.
I've not played there, but yeah, I would love to. I mean, it's a thing, isn't it? Again, touring, it's just expensive, isn't it?
Yeah, putting
And then
everything
getting
together.
people to come out to shows when they haven't heard of you.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
even if they have, it's hard work. A lot of people are finding it hard work. Even
Yeah.
artists who are way further up than me have had
Right.
to cancel because they're not selling enough tickets because some people still don't want to go out because of COVID, or they still don't
Yeah.
want to be enclosed with people.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah.
They've got used to
Inside
staying
venues, right?
in. Yeah, and then just money. People haven't got the money to be.
Yeah. And I do think it's difficult for like a one-off kind of thing. Like you're asking people to spend money on a ticket, where they're not familiar, but
Yeah.
if you had like 3 nights somewhere and the people that showed up for night one told other people about it, and then you get more people on night two, and then they, go, oh, I'm going to go on night three, but we're going to bring so-and-so because I think they'll really like it. And you have
Yeah.
more people, like if instead of one-offs, I think like and nobody does that anymore. Like venues
That's
don't
No.
do that.
yeah, that's a good. I think I was listening to a podcast actually with a guy, and I think he was in the same venue for like a week, and he was doing something slightly different. I think maybe it was covers as well, but
Yeah.
like a different theme each night. And then people came the first night, came back, and then
Yeah.
brought people and so on. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
idea.
Yeah. If I owned a venue, I would do that. I would book people for 3 nights.
Ah,
Minimum 3 nights. Yeah, it'd be amazing. Honestly. It's, I don't know. I wish I had the skills to do something like that. It'd be so cool. But unfortunately I do not. So all I can do is just support by listening and show up.
We need you. We appreciate that.
yeah, definitely,
It's
definitely.
been
Otherwise, we're playing in our living room, right? So,
Which isn't awful. I mean, I
right.
would. It'd be amazing to just know that you're, sitting there in pajama bottoms playing. You
What's
know, like you don't really have to get dressed up for it. Well, JD, you would,
that?
because you're never not in your full, thing. But like if it were me, I'd be playing in pajama bottoms and
Ah,
my branded T-shirt.
Yeah.
Patterson, my branded T-shirt would
brand,
say,
What with
right.
pajama bottoms?
yes.
There
That's
she
right.
is.
There it is.
I love the fireplace in the background.
That's the shot right there. That was the money shot.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
the album
That's
cover.
what we do now with Zoom, right? You've
Yeah.
Yeah,
got to
no,
keep
that's
it
true.
updated.
That is true.
Yeah. I did have to like kick myself in the ass, like the first couple of months of lockdown and say, no, like that you're not doing this. You're wearing jeans and you're wearing normal clothing every day, or you're gonna be like a
Oh,
pajama.
well done.
Yeah. And I
Yeah.
I still struggle with it, but I make it a point every day to get out, but not slippers. No, I've been wearing slippers for 3 years now. Yeah,
Yeah.
because I don't
Never
really
wear
go anywhere. So
jeans if you don't keep wearing jeans, because with the stretchy pants, you just don't know.
don't realize it, right?
Realize it.
Right.
Did you see somebody somewhere? You didn't get that yet, right?
I didn't get the new season yet. Yeah.
She said something about that. She goes, her friend says his pants got tight because he gained weight. He's like, as much as I've been walking, my pants got tight. My pants are still tight. And she goes, oh, you got to do what I do. Get the stretchy pants. You never know what's going on with these babies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was my fear. But it got the better of me, and I was like, nope, back in jeans. But oh, you guys, listen, I know we're keeping you up like really, really late there.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So we're gonna let you go, but we've had so much fun getting to know you a little bit better and picking apart your song.
Well, me too. Me too. It's been such a treat, and thank you for asking me to come on in the first place. It's just so nice to be asked,
Oh, yeah, I'm always on the lookout for like we always say, like the whole goal of having, an LGBTQ positive podcast is to shine a spotlight on artists that people might not know, or know and like, so either way, it's win-win for us. So we're glad that you could do it.
And thank you for for picking apart the song with me and for your input on that and for your thoughts about merch as well. It's been really valuable. Thank you so much.
Oh, good. Well, I hope you're okay with us like putting that song on the end of our.
Yeah, God, why not? It's going to be an exclusive. It's going to be the exclusive first.
I feel good about this.
So,
I feel
yeah,
good
why not?
And,
Let's start it now.
I think what we need to do too is like really ask our listeners and viewers to drop comments in about it and give you some feedback and let you know what they think of it. So that would be great. And then you can check back and see them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, that would be perfect.
Great. We're giving them homework this time around. I love it.
Yeah.
Yes, we are.
Yes. All right. Listen, you have a great night. And we'll keep in touch. And I'm, like I said, I'm going to send you DJ's name, but
okay,
that'd be a fun way to go with that.
Yeah,
side project, little side hustle.
Yeah, why not?
We'll have to be in touch about the UK US tour.
Yeah, for sure. Looking forward to it.
I think it should be intimate. It should be a pub tour.
Yeah, I love it. I'm there. Already got the passport.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, ladies, have a lovely night. Thank you again so much for doing this.
It's been my pleasure. Thank you both so much.
Take care. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
I'd be lying if I said I hadn't noticed the curve of your body. Been trying not to look, but I saw that flash of fire in your eyes. And my mind often lingers on thoughts of your smooth skin. to dive in. I must confess, when you leaned over in that dress, it made me catch my breath. And I'm yearning for the lilt of your soft voice and its soothing caress. The more your fruit is forbidden, the more I want to taste and to see ecstasy on your face. You, I want to eat like an apple, feel your juice run down my chin. You, na na you, na na you, na na you, how I ache to be under your skin. And in my dreams I'm on my knees, starting to unbutton you slowly. Lick and suck and bite and squeeze and tease in ways you've never felt before. Watch you simmer in the mirror till you can take no more. And you beg to ride the wave to the shore. You, I wanna eat like an apple, feel your juice run down my chin. You, na na you, na na you, na na you, how I ache to be under your skin. You, I wanna eat like an apple, feel your juice run down my chin. Ooh, you, na na you, na na you, na na you, how I ache to be under your skin.